What's up guys, this is Counterside patch notes for March 29th of 2023. The first thing is we have some buffs. We have the salary negotiation discount and as well as gauntlet points gains. Now onto the patch itself. The first thing we're getting is the substream, so just side story. Like I said before, this is like a joke side story, if I remember correctly. So I think it's like April 1st stuff. So yeah, that's what we will have, and then also we'll have some adventure missions, again credits and enhancement modules. I think a few other things like counter course or course selection stuff, traditional side story stuff. Also, we're getting a shop for that side story. All this gear is kind of whatever. If I remember correctly, it was attack speed. I think it had attack speed in it. So if you're a new player and you want like very introduction attack speed gear, then I guess this can be decent for you. But for anyone who already played a bit and starts getting the the relic gear, doesn't really matter too much. So now for the returning banners, we're getting Esterosa. Now this is amazing character, so if you don't have her, 100% you should be pulling on this. Mostly only because of the rearm version. The rearm version has the immortality when she hits 1 HP, so she is very strong both in PvE and PvP. She's quite tanky. She also can pack this decent punch, and she has the immortality built in, so very strong unit. Definitely recommend pulling on her. Even you could consider pulling dupes for her. You don't need it, but you know, if you have spare currency, then sure. Lumi is next. Lumi who? On to the next one, Harem. Definitely must pull if you don't have her. I would actually probably say this is more important than Esterosa, because you can have many tanks, like other tanks along that line. You can farm Orca, for example, and that fulfills kind of similar roles. So there are alternatives, but for Harem there's not really an alternative. You kind of have to have her. She's one of, if not the best support in the game. Definitely one you will always put in pretty much any team in any content. So be it PvP, PvE, raids, like everything. So 100% you need her. For dupes, I don't know how I feel about duping supports. Usually dupes don't give you much value for support, since kind of damage definitely doesn't matter. The damage reduction is okay, but for PvE there is a cap, and I feel like it can hit that cap pretty easily. So I would say even damage reduction is not really necessary, unless it's I don't remember if it's maybe it's outside of the equation and this is additional damage reduction, but either way, usually you just don't need that damage reduction in PvE. Most people use supports on level 100, not 110, so again, not as important. So the only thing that would be worth is getting this the return deployment points, but it's the 3rd and 6th upgrade, so I don't know. I don't think grabbing dupes is worth it for supports at all. Now Edelmeitner, pretty good sniper, not good in PvP. In PvE, she's not used often, but there are some stages that you can use her on because of her additional damage against COs, corrupted objects. So for example, if you're fighting the Shadow Hall, right, Shadow Palace, there she can be definitely useful. Plus she With her basic attacks, she creates clones, like small minions, and those minions will be able to block hits for you, because all of the skills pretty much have the amount of units it can hit, right? So if the skill has 3 valid hits, it means it will hit 3, not really units, because defenders have 2 valid hits, like protection, but for the sake of the argument, it hits 3 characters, so each of those bodies, minions created by her, will count. So like I used her early on in Shadow Palace for a few stages where she would like do damage, but also at the same time help me block and tank on my front line, make it easier. So okay character, definitely not a must-have. So on to the next one, Ju Shoyang. I like her design and I really want to use her, but I can't really recommend her at all. I think the only place you could maybe use her is in PvP when she's up, but she's also very RNG unit. Like if she dodges, cool, but if she doesn't, she just, you know, falls flat on her face. So yeah, not recommended unless you really fucking simp hard and you want her, then sure. Now for the operators, we're getting Moena. No idea, honestly. Again, like to me, this is a PvP operator again. I mean, all pretty much operators are only PvP because you have your 1 or 2 staple PvE operators, and that's about it. You don't need more than that. But this one seems decent on paper. Removes non-permanent buffs, and then it buffs you with defense, as well as some HP recovery per second. So looks decent PvP wise. On to the next thing, Danger Close. It's the end of the month and beginning of a new month, so we're getting new Danger Close rotation. This time we're getting Moderator Type A, which is something I've already had many times before, so you should be pretty familiar with it. On to the next thing, we have new challenge stages. This time for ARS. I didn't even know that's their that's their name. Let's go IRS. Okay. Now here we will have Cho Hyojin, however you pronounce her, Yang Harem, and Han Sorem. The only equipment here that would be worth farming is the Han Sorem one, especially because she got her rearm recently. This equipment has attack speed on it, and you can get, I think, anti-defense on your second skill, so, or second stat, so pretty decent. Not like super must have, but it's definitely nice to have since she wants the attack speed. Okay, on to the next things. We have some schedule changes for resources. I like zoom in a little bit for you. Okay, I don't think it doesn't even look like it made it bigger at all. But either way, you will be able to farm gold every second day now. Before you only had 3 days. I mean, for a lot of those things you could only farm them on 3 days, and now you will be able to farm them on 4 days. So things that are worth farming for, personally, gold always for every account is worth farming. The enhancement modules after the origin update, I mean even before, definitely worth farming for as well, so you can upgrade your gear. Then binaries for sure. It's only 3 entries per day anyway, so might as well get it and get like 20 binaries or so. So again, like worth farming for, definitely. every day it's available. Other than that, the rest things don't really matter. EXP scrolls, you already should have many of them, and even on new account you will have plenty of them. Can't imagine you struggling with them. The info could be tough, especially for new players, if you're rearming a lot and stuff like that, so you can grab some info as well, for sure. And then material wise for the gear, this is not really necessary. Most gear that you want to craft is the relic one, and relic one uses different modules. You're probably better off farming the relic stages, so instead. So yeah, okay, that's it for that. On to the next thing. They're changing the scores for danger close, which is something I actually talked about before, and I wanted them to lower it by about like 2k or 1500, so this is exactly on the mark. I'm actually surprised that I got it right, or I had the same idea, because it felt to me that new players, that the 10,500 was just too steep. You couldn't get that score even if you cleared the boss, unless you cleared it super fast without like bonuses. I don't think you even get the 10k points, so it was definitely hard to hit it. Like, you had to perform decently to clear it. I think on my Korean account I got in like top 30 score or top 33 score in the first week, and I did not clear all the rewards. I only cleared this one, level 6 as a new player, so I couldn't get the 7 and 8. So I definitely appreciate them lowering it. I think 9k is fair enough to hit all the rewards. It shouldn't be too hard if you pulled like 1 or 2 awakened units, and you can definitely just, you know, plow through it and get all the rewards, so that's very nice. Also, another thing they changed is the number of entries from 3 to 5, which, sure, for most people it doesn't matter, but for people that are competing in danger close, you just have more tries to make your comp work, right? So not a bad change. Okay, so next things, they added special appraisal and high appraisal crafting recipes. I'll be honest, I don't really care about this at all. I don't know who would care about this, because you're constantly swimming in EXP. Like, I don't know why you would waste any gold and conversion approvals for more EXP. I just don't. Like, honest to God, I've never seen anyone struggling with EXP. Maybe I'm biased, but I talked with many new people in the game, and I've never heard them complaining about not having enough EXP. So I don't know who thought this is needed. Like, for whom is this addition? I have no idea, especially after New Origin. I don't understand. This just feels so out of left field. Okay, what other things we have? New puncheon. Actually, let's see. There are a few things here I didn't read. Mold production for gear below tier 5 will be removed from the workshop. Okay, I don't think that matters that much. The notation will be removed. Okay, sure. Resources will be displayed on the resource bar at the top of the shop screen. Okay, yeah, sure. Cool. Nothing big, but okay. The punch-in event, nothing really big. At the end, you're getting the 30 blue binaries and 20 gold binaries, so that's nice. Other than that, nothing really great here. So, and that's it. That's it for the patch. Not a bad one. There are some things here that we're getting, which is nice. The danger close to me probably was the best change. That and the schedule. I think this makes more sense. It's more consistent, where you have the gold every other day, and then you can do enhancement modules every other day. I think that makes sense. So I quite like that actually, and it's nice that all of them are available on Sunday. I personally would like them all to be available on every single day. I never understood or appreciated the dumb design of limiting what you can farm on what days. Like, to me, that's fucking stupid. If I need gold, I want to farm gold every day and not have to wait for arbitrary amount of time for no reason. I mean, it is to keep you playing the game, obviously. Those are the stupid strategies, but I just don't like them. I don't appreciate them. But yeah, that's it for the update. I will see you guys next time. Peace.